My thesis is childhood obesity is a very extreme form of child neglect. And after my speech, my audience will start to seriously consider what they're putting into their children's bodies, as well as what they're putting into their own bodies, and develop a better understanding for the importance of exercise in their daily routines. The reason why I say that childhood obesity is a very extreme form of child neglect is very simple. The Department of Child Protective Services views child malnourishment as a form of child neglect, which is understandable and justifiable when you consider all the health concerns that are associated with it. Now, my research aims to suggest that childhood obesity is associated with the same amount, if not more, health concerns as childhood malnourishment. This is the supporting evidence I have for this claim, taken from the Center for Disease Control and multiple medical journals. According to the Center for Disease Control, 18% of children aged 6 to 11 are obese, 21% of adolescents aged 12 to 19 are obese, and these two numbers make up about a third of the adolescents and children in our country. Children are at a far greater risk of depression and low self-esteem due to the stigma that is associated with being overweight and obese, which can develop more problems later on in life. Children are also at a far greater risk of developing many forms of cancer, being overweight. Furthermore, children that are overweight are 70% more likely to become overweight as an adult. And that comes with cardiovascular disease and type 2 diabetes later on in life. In 2008, the Journal of the American Osteopathic Association confirmed that since the 1970s, the obesity rate in children aged 2 to 5 has more than doubled. The number of children aged 6 to 11 has tripled and doubled in ages 12 to 16. This journal also estimates that 30% of boys and 40% of girls born in the year 2000 will be diagnosed with type 2 diabetes in their adulthood life. The New England Journal of Medicine conducted a study that concluded that the heavier participants in their experiment were twice as likely to die as the thinnest participants in their experiment. I also have other evidence here that is mainly just legislative acts based on state level, and among them, 19 states currently have no programs whatsoever for children's health in schools and in their home life, and among those 19 states, New Hampshire is one of them. I'm not having very many problems finding research for this speech, seeing as I've written about it before. So I'm doing pretty good in that aspect. I only hope that this speech doesn't offend anyone, and if it does, I'm sorry, but I will try to make it as PG as possible.